Everybody, thanks for watching. Today is June 29th, 2026, and we're going to be taking a look at this 1971 Toyota FJ40. A little background on it. The car has been listed previously on BAT in 2022. I listed it for the previous owner. He acquired the car in 2018 at a Christie's auction, and I believe back then when it was listed it had 61 miles on it, and the current owner then acquired it, and we had it listed, I believe, in the spring of last year, and it didn't sell. Since the last time, the current owner, he took some of the feedback from the previous auction, and he's done some fantastic upgrades to this. He's added, before he added disc brakes all the way around, which is a great upgrade over the drum brakes. But since then, he has added new tires and wheels. Those are brand new. I think they have maybe 100 miles on them, if that. And also that includes the spare as well. He did a 1-inch lift on it, so it's a little higher than it was last time. And he added vintage air and heat system, which is a great addition, especially, I don't know about the AC so much because you have an open air vehicle, but the heat is a nice touch if you live in a colder climate on, a nice fall day or something, to have a little heat in there. And then the other upgrade that he did was he changed out the original 3-speed transmission and had a professionally rebuilt 4-speed put in. So all the upgrades have been all the right upgrades to do, and he spent probably close to $23,000 doing that since last auction. So everything's been upgraded. The car currently, last time it had around 3,700 miles on it, and now it's just got a hair over 4,000 miles, not quite 4,100 miles on it. And I know both the previous owner and the current owner, and they've taken meticulous care of this vehicle. So anybody who's in the market for an FJ, this is definitely one to consider. So let's take a walk around. The first thing you're going to notice is the color. The color is nebula green, which I think is a great color for this vehicle. Kind of is evocative of, what you would see like a vehicle in the bush of Africa or out in, Australia, somewhere out in the outback. But it definitely gives that kind of vibe. So let's take a walk around. Everything shows beautifully on this. I think, the car, since the first time we listed it in 2022 for the previous owner to now, I think it's actually better now than it was back then, and it was in exceptional shape then. So let's take a walk around. As you can see, the finishes are all great. This is a painted bumper, and the paint shows very, very nicely. The undercarriage, you'll see, is just as clean as the outside. We put plenty of pictures in, and I'll may even do a video of the underside because it's that nice. And as I said a few moments ago, the owner, this time, since last time it was auctioned on BAT, he added these BF Goodrich all-terrains and these very cool black rhino hard alloy wheels, which I think look great on the vehicle. And like I said, the tires have maybe 100 miles on them since they've been put on. And it got a little bump, 1-inch lift, but as you can see, everything shows on the underside just as nice as the outside does. The only thing worth noting, it's got a little scratch right there. Nothing too major. Touch up might fix that. And then you've got nice finish. This is a nice painted finish on the outside, as well as on the mirrors here, the back sides. And the FJ40 is a great vehicle. I mean, it came, I think it was built in 1960 through 1984. It was one of the highest selling vehicles, I think, from 1960 to 1965. It came in a bunch of different configurations. You had short wheelbase, long wheelbase. You had hard tops, soft tops, as you see here, pickup versions. So all different types of versions were made of this. And even this, the soft top, which I think is very cool. You could even change around some of the configuration on this. You know, you can take the top off if you're brave enough, take the top off, take the hoops off. You could take the doors off. You can fold down the windshield. Or you can just, you know, take the doors off and leave the top on and, you know, enjoy it. There's a lot of different variations you could do with it, just to enjoy it. A little background on it too. The car was originally imported to Costa Rica when it was new, and from what I gather, it belonged with one family the time it was in Costa Rica. And then at some point, it was imported into the U.S., and a place called House of Cruisers down in Miami did a complete restoration of it. We're guessing somewhere in like 2016, 2017, because it went to auction at in 2018, where the previous owner had bought it. So it was pretty much fresh out of restoration then. So let's continue the walk around. As you can see, everything presents very, very nicely underneath. Everything's immaculate, and like I said, it's just as well in just as well condition as it was when it was listed the first time. And these curtains here, the soft top's in great shape. These just kind of fold down if you want it. If you had inclement weather, you can just fold these down and zip. You know, they have zippers on each side. And the nice thing is it's got kind of these ambulance doors, as they say. The one thing worth noting on the soft top, this is probably the one thing worth noting here, slate tear, and I believe it was that way when we first listed it. So it really hasn't changed much since then. And again, you've got the brand new spare tire and rim. Get a peek underneath here. You can see everything presents very, very nicely. And you've got this where you can, everything presents nicely behind the spare. And then you have this, opens like that. And you've got, everything is beautiful in here. As you can see, paint's like brand new in here. All these pieces are all painted nicely with like a silver color. Even underneath, you'll see in the photo gallery, I did pictures with the mats completely out, but everything presents beautifully. And these seats, you know, fold down like that if you want to put people back here, or they fold up. And the plastic is in great shape too. You've got good visibility out of the plastic, which sometimes isn't the case on some of these older vehicles with the plastic windows. And then that just locks in here. And as you'll be able to see in the photo gallery too, all the receipts of the upgrades, as well as he had some maintenance and service issues done too. Not issues, but just general maintenance, oil changes, gaskets and seals changed out. And there's the vintage air system that you can see. And I've got a video of him working it and everything, the current owner. And as you can see, it's got 4,065 miles on it as of today, June 29th. The vinyl presents very nicely, in really good shape. Just a very, very cool car. This would make a perfect vehicle for like a second home if you had a mountain house or a beach house, or if you lived on an island, you know, like down here you have Daniels Island, Kiowa, you have places like Martha's Vineyard. It would be the perfect vehicle for a location like that. Could be a perfect surf vehicle if you want to throw some boards in there and go down to the favorite surf spot. Just a very cool vehicle. And all the wheels are in great shape. Again, you can see everything presents beautifully underneath. And we'll take a look at the engine. Might need two hands here. Okay. And here we are. This is the F-Series engine. It's a 3.9 inline six. And as you can see, this shows just as well as everything else has on the car. Really in fantastic condition. You can see everything's been well maintained. The belts are all in nice shape. You got the Optimum battery. These aren't terribly fast vehicles, but they drive like tanks, and you know, they're very durable. Like I said, they would be a great vehicle with, you know, whatever you have in mind, whether you want to go surfing with it, in the mountains with it. They would make a perfect second vehicle for like a house, or a second house or something like that. But anyways, that's it. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out using the contact seller button. Good luck bidding. Thanks for watching.